Hello! We're glad to hear you're interested in learning more about Wethersfield's Bicycles on Main. This video is here to help you learn about the event and how to participate. In a nutshell, the Old Wethersfield Shopkeepers Association hosts a scarecrow event in the fall, and in 2021 they started doing decorated bikes in the springtime. Most bikes are for decoration, but you could make some that are also rideable. Decorate the bikes however you'd like to inspire joy, laughter, reflection. It's art with bikes and bike parts. There are rules, so no politics, keep it tasteful and family friendly. Yes, you can promote your business or organization, but very subtly. See the official rules for details. You don't have to be from Wethersfield to participate. People come from all over the region. But while it's hosted by Wethersfield, if you have an organization that serves the region around Wethersfield and around Connecticut, you are welcome to participate as well. One special important rule is no all white bikes, please. If you see one on the side of the road, that is where a cyclist was killed. These are called ghost bikes and are very meaningful memorials for killed cyclists in the cycling community, so no all white bikes, please. Other than that, let your imagination go crazy. We've had all kinds of bicycles: B-bikes, guitar bikes, seesaws, zebras, monsters, deer, cars, trucks, rainbows, unicorns. Don't worry about bikes being ruined. The bikes that we used are all bikes that aren't really fit for purpose anymore or desirable. So we help to donate lots of bikes that get donated to us and get them back out into riding condition. These bikes are mostly just good for display. So we can reuse them over and over again, like using a canvas and then repainting on the same canvas and then repainting on the same canvas. So it's very sustainable. And if you need any parts, there's some info at the end of the video that will help you to get some of those extra parts. You need extra wheels, extra handlebars, maybe you have a bunch of saddles that you need on this particular build. Whatever parts you need to make your vision come into being, we're going to help you to figure out. These are some of the organizations that work really closely to help the Old Wethersfield Shopkeepers Association on the backside to help it work. Bike Walk Wethersfield, Kevin Sullivan collect a lot of bikes over the course of the year. We get the ones that can be ridden, donated, and to places that are accepting donations. And the WHS Bicycle Club is another one, and as well as my podcast. You may already have a rusty bike in the shed or an old bike from a relative's house, and this next part of the video is to tell you about how to start the decorating process and some tips and tricks. And if you need any help along the way, remember you can email me at bikekarmaguy@gmail.com and just in the subject line put help with bikes on Main. Also, if you weren't able to find the link for the registration, you do need to register for a spot. I can send you that information too through there, or you could look up through the Old Wethersfield Shopkeepers Association. Usually it's listed on Facebook or Instagram as well, and you could just look for the link that they'll post there, but I can give you the info if you haven't been able to find that. Hey everybody, my name's Tom. I help to start Bicycles on Main, which is one of those cool things that we do in town, such as holidays on Main and scarecrows on Main. For the month of May, we decorate anywhere between 60 and 100 bicycles, and we put them up and down Main Street. They are just as whimsical and fun as the scarecrows that we do in the fall, and it's just to make each other feel happy for springtime. And I want to get you thinking about Bicycles on Main right now. Folks like Kevin Sullivan and myself have tried to collect a bunch of bicycles so that people could have a palette on which to put their vision. So with the scarecrow, you basically have to get a shirt and stuff it, and you could basically start and make a scarecrow that way. But a lot of people are slightly like, how do I do that with the bike? Well, here you go. We got plenty of bikes, and the bikes that we have are ones that we've evaluated, and a lot of them have been donated, and we make sure that the ones that are still usable and desirable are put into the stream of nonprofits so that we can make sure that people ride those bikes. But if a bike is one that just isn't desirable or one that people don't want to ride, we can make it into a reusable, recyclable bicycle art project. So here's one here. If you have a bike like this sitting around, it's a great bike. If you fixed it up, it may not be worth a lot of money, but it could certainly last a couple hundred more years of riding with the occasional refresh. But this bike, please don't throw them out. We can use these as a palette on which to build your dream of what you would like to display on Bicycles on Main. Here's another discarded bike, and what we did for you is we basically primed the whole thing. We took all the extra parts off of it so it still retains the shape of the bicycle, and then we primed it. Back in the old days, the old masters sometimes would reuse canvases, and they would just put a blank layer of paint on top of whatever they didn't like, and then they'd put their new painting on top. So we can recycle these bicycles indefinitely. If you want to keep them, you can, but if you would like to give them back, we could easily strip them back down and turn them into someone's blank canvas for the following year. So here's a hub that's totally been ruined. This wheel looks great, but it's never going to ride again as it is. The spokes are okay and the rim's okay, but this hub is destroyed. But what we can do is we can use this for our art bikes. So if you don't intend on riding it, there's a lot of bike parts. We could take a good bike wheel off of a bike and put a broken but looks good wheel onto it, and thus have a nice art bike that's going to look really good, be lightweight, and also keep the parts that were on it that are still good and put those back into circulation. So if you've got a bicycle that's got a little bit more rust than you'd like, and you'd like to keep that au naturel look, it is quite easy to clean up sometimes if the rust is not too deep. And even if the rust is really deep, there's other things you can do. But let's say that you have surface rust like this rust here. You can see that where something was clamped onto it, it's still nice and bright and shiny. And over here, maybe you have a bike that's been in the family for a while or something, and you really want to include that bike the way it was to honor whatever relative used to ride it. Here's how easy it is. I'm going to do it with one hand. So you can either get a brush like this for $1. They are brass brushes, or you can use even a crumpled up piece of tin foil, so aluminum foil. If you take just a couple drops of anything from Miss Myers to oil, and then you go like this. Okay, now oil is going to have the added benefit of keeping it nice longer, whereas the Miss Myers is just going to provide the lubrication to get the scrubbing action going. You can take a look here, just wipe it off. Remember, one-handed. Okay, and look at how nice that came out. So, really quickly, you could take a bike with light surface rust and turn it into a nice looking display bike. You can also take, if you're not intending on riding it, you can take all these cables off. We can help you with that as well. Or you could ask for a bike that's already got the cables taken off of it. You could have it totally removed and maybe get one of the ones that we've already primed over, or you could get one that's like this with kind of a nice paint job on it, without the primer on it, with all the extra parts taken off, and we'll put those back into circulation somehow. So there we go, from this over here to this over here in 30 seconds with one hand. If you were really trying with two hands, you could do faster and probably nicer. Really, there is no limit to how creative you can get. You could have a bale of hay and stick a bike fork into it and a handlebar. You could have a barrel. You could have a bee riding a bike. There's just so many different ways to go with this, and have some fun with it, and it'll make a smile on other people's faces too. If you'd like to watch more about how to make a flower bike or any type of decorated bike like the one shown, I can give you a link to last year's video, which you can see on the screen now, and that kind of explains more about how to do some of the nuts and bolts about it, how to get your bike painted, how to get it decorated, how to get stuff to stick onto it. and whatnot. So you can either look up how to make a flower or art bike for bicycles on Main, Connecticut on the same channel, or you can look for the link at the end of the video. Once again, my email is bikekarmaguy@gmail.com, or you can also email the Old Wethersfield Shopkeepers Association or Bike Walk Wethersfield. So make your bike able to last outside for the month of May. There's lots of other events going on. There's a ride that starts to kick it off. There's many other events as people are walking around enjoying the springtime weather and walking around and checking out all the bikes. But in the second Sunday of June, we have had for the last 10 plus years a swap meet and bicycle show at Hamner Elementary School. Bicycle in Maine will be over at the end of May, but then just 2 short weeks after that, on the second Sunday in June, we'll have hundreds of bicycles at Hamner for one morning for the whole year. And it's a show, it's a swap meet, there's family games like a scavenger hunt that you can do if you're looking for parts or accessories for your bike, or you just want to look at bikes from anywhere from the last 3 centuries worth of bikes, from the 1800s, 1900s, and 2000s. This is the morning to do it. It's a free, family-friendly event. If you're a vendor, seller space is only $25. It's rain or shine, and it is at Hamner Elementary School right here in Old Wethersfield. If you're looking to buy a used bicycle and you want a great deal on it, it is a morning where vendors from all over New England come to set up. Usually have 12, over a dozen vendors or more, sometimes 20, who set up and bring truckloads of bicycles, all for just that one morning at yard sale prices. Helmets, bar grips, brakes, tires, all this stuff that you might need, or just come and enjoy seeing bicycles, thousands of bicycles all in one place. Test ride them, and just play some bicycle games and enjoy the morning with us at Hamner Elementary School. And if bicycles bring a smile to your face, then maybe you might want to listen to this podcast of bicycle stories from around the world. I have about 75 episodes of collected stories. Some are funny, some are scary, some are sad. If you like NPR, This American Life, and Snap Judgment, I've tried to make a program like that that's all about bicycle stories from around the world. I've even recorded some stories right on table, right on Bicycles on Main during the event over the last few years. So if you got a bicycle story to share, maybe you might see me there, or you can email me. So hope to see you at Bicycles on Main, and thank you for watching.